Que lo que, hermanos? It is the one and only Ronan the Traveler, back at you with another story time. Look, you got to realize something, man. I've been in the DR for 2 years, man, and anybody who been in the DR gonna understand what I'm about to say now and realize it ain't nothing. I have dated so many women where I did a count. I thought it was 50 something. It's more like 60 something. And it ties into what a brother asked me. He said, look, Ronan, have you ever been to Colombia? And what do you think of Colombian women? And let me tell you, brother, no, I have never been to Colombia, only the Dominican Republic and Mexico so far. I plan on hitting East Africa soon. I'm waiting on my father to get better. The reason I've been in the Dominican Republic so long is so close to the United States. From Louisiana, I can get there a couple hours. So I have dated Colombian women in the DR. I dated one in the United States, but I'm not counting anything in the United States, man. The United States is backwards. In the DR, let me tell you about the first one I dated. This is a good story time, but it's real. And when I tell you something, man, it's 100% real. This is my experiences. Look, let me tell you something. I'm staying in Santo Domingo Este, the DR. Idea is close to VIP mix. And how I even moved in this apartment was about a chick. So I'm going to tell you that about that story too. So right now, I'm moving this place. It's $700 a month. It's already furnished. I can see the ocean from where I'm at. Now, it's close to the hood. This is Santo Domingo Este. And I'm on the Melicon, but I'm on the other side. If people know the area. So look, one day, the lady I'm renting from, she asked me a question. She said, look, Ronaldo, can you do me a favor? The cleaning lady who does the whole building is not doing well. We're all trying to help her. Can you let her clean your apartment 2 days a week? It's not that much money. It's going to probably be $15 a visit. I say, well, yeah, she can come twice a week. She said, yeah, she going to do your clothes. She going to do this. So I get it burnt in my head that it's some old woman that, don't really look good. I just had this in my head. I don't know why. So I said, yeah, she can come. She's going to come Wednesday. So, all right, that was that. I'm having fun, chilling and everything. Wednesday morning, I get a knock on the door. I come to the door straight out of the shower. I'm thinking it's some old lady, I'm chilling. Open the door, and I swear to you, shorty sitting there with these gray pants. I would never forget. It burned in my head. She had these like gray leggings on. Oh man, she was fine. It looked like Selena with J-Lo playing her. This, and I could tell when I like a chick, man, I hear music in my head, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm hearing like Ja Rule. I'm not always there when you call, but I'm always on time. And like I'm looking at her like damn, old girl look good. So, I'm like, man, I'm feeling like real like Bill Cosby-ish. I'm like, I'm gonna go sit outside. So I go on the balcony while she do her thing. But shorty's bending over, wiping the table down. I'm like, I couldn't stop looking at her. She could see me looking at her. I mean, she had this long hair flowing because I had the doors open. We were out on the ocean, the wind blowing through the apartment. Man, shorty looking good. I'm talking about nice. And I didn't make no moves. I sit there, got me a Presidente. And while I was going to go get it, she know what I want. She went to the refrigerator, opened that for me, and give it to me. Oh, gracias, mommy. And I go sit down, but I'm peeping her the whole time, man. I'm sitting there looking thirsty and drinking that beer and all. She did her thing. I paid her. She left. She like, I'll be back, Friday. She's telling me this in Spanish. She'll come. I said, all right. So when she come back Friday, she's talking to me a little bit more. And she starts to tell me a little bit about herself. And I didn't know she was a Colombian, She's like, And she tells me, yeah, I'm from Colombia. I used to be married to a Dominican guy. I'm like, what happened to him? She said he died. He died in a motorcycle accident, which is not rare. I'm like, wow. Well, son, why you don't go back to Colombia? She said, 'cause I have kids. I want them to be close to their family, and I'm living with his mother, and because her husband died, we living together as a family. I said, oh, okay. And that was that. As time goes, she's telling me more and more about herself, but she's asking me a lot. She's trying to figure me out. And, this game, man, it's chess, not checkers. She's trying to learn me, and I know the game too, but I'm wilding out a little bit. But girl looking good. And she asked me one Friday, she was like, what are you doing tonight? Like, absolutely nothing, mama. She's like, look, let's go take a walk. Let's take a walk on the pier. Let's go out. It's called a Melico. But I'm telling you everything in English. She's like, let's take a walk. I'm like, yeah, we could do that. She leave. She come back. She come back with these shorts on, man. I would never. She had these white shorts on and a little tight shirt. She already know what she was doing. Right. And we're walking, man. We're walking down there, the wind blowing. We're drinking beer. And she grabs my hand real tight whenever any other men around. Man, these chicks know the game, man. They know what to do. And while we walk, she put her hand on my back and she's rubbing on my shoulders and rubbing everything. And she's like, I'm enjoying my time with you. And you got that inner simp in us. We all have this inner simp that you have to purge out of yourself. But I can hear that. I can hear that gyro. What I do without you? I can hear it in my mind, like, because I'm telling you, man, coming from the States, man, the States have us so compressed. We're not used to being around. Look, we date women, but I guarantee you've never had no woman this feminine and this beautiful. I'm telling you, when she walks, her butt claps. I'm talking about the ocean claps. So, blah, blah. It's just, everything is just moving. And she was grabbing my hand. She put my hand in her back pocket where I can feel them kicks. And I'm talking about the full moon is rising, and I know what's about to happen. Because I'm the werewolf. I'm the wolf man. The moon is up. And man, we go eat dinner at this little place, and we're drinking, and we go back to my place. Come on back, my place. It was just wonderful. Listen to me. It was just, I was biting on every inch of her body. When she woke up the next day, you think it was a giant mosquito in there. I had marks all over her. It was just wonderful, because shorty was so fine, and I was in heaven. And I'm talking about, I keep telling you, brothers, you haven't, and a lot of you brothers know, I'm talking about these new guys who haven't experienced this yet. You haven't heard none to these Latinas in your ear calling you papi and licking on your ear and making you feel so good. It is wonderful. This will happen to you, and you will go back to America, and you will go crazy to try to get back. And I'm telling you, I don't care what country you go back to, whether it's Colombia, Brazil, you're going to feel this, and it's going to be a shadow following you around. Every time you look in the mirror, you're going to think about it. And that's how these things have you. So back to the story. That next morning, she goes home, and she tells me later that day, she like, I want to cook for you. Why don't you come by the house? Say, man, you think your mother-in-law cool with this shit? Yeah, I've already told her everything about you. They're trying to set you up. They're trying to set you up for the slaughter. And I know better. I'm looking at her. In my head, this woman's so fine. And I got that, that E40 song. Yes, could I save her? I want to be saved. Like, you can hear this thing in your head. So I'm not knowing about the kids, but she told me she had kids, but she never told me how many. I don't know anything. So I'm about to meet these kids for the first time, dude. So I take a Uber to where they live at. Man, they live in hood. This is some next level stuff. Cats ain't even ready for yet. You just used to them tourist area. I go there, they welcome me in. The mom, bruh, let me tell you something, dude. Old girl had 5 kids. They all for the same dude, but I'm telling you, and they ranged from like, I'm thinking 14. They was like 14 to like 5 or 6 or something like that. And all these little kids, man, it was just so many of them. And I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. So in my head, I'm like, I got to hit this one more time and I'm gonna run. But I dealt with her a little while. The food was good. I started kicking it with her just a little while, but I'm like, you can't deal with these kids, big dog. There's just too many of them. And I started learning her situation. And look, here's the thing. I don't know if it was because she was from Colombia or whatever. She didn't really beg me for money. She didn't really say, oh, I need money. I need this for my kids. She didn't do that for some. She would get up and go to work. And she wasn't working there like as far as on these street things. She would clean houses, do little things. She had so many apartments she would do. And, I respected that. But things start changing with me because the kids, the worst kid was one named Miguel. Miguel was just the worst one. He fell like in the middle. They were like the Latino baby kids, man. These kids were bad, man, because she would be working all the time and the Dominican grandmother was raising them and she didn't never really tell them nothing. So, I would come around a lot, but they ain't listen to nothing I said. They were just terrible. So let me tell you, one night, it got real late. I was stuck over there. So she was like, you could just stay here, just come in the room with me. And I want some more of that pudding. I want some of that. I'm gonna give her my, my Jello pudding pop. So all right, I'm gonna stay. Dude, I stay there. The kids go to sleep. I'm in the room with her doing my thing, having a good time. We fall asleep, and look, the door opens. I'm asleep, but I can hear. And I hear this little. He didn't know, so I wake up and I look around a little bit and I don't see nobody. And I doze back off. I wake up again and I reach for my pants. My pants are gone. I think about this right now. I start laughing. Look, man, I get out of bed. I got the boxers on. I go in the living room. These fools got my pants and my wallet. They them took. And I never walk around with a lot of money. But I had the equivalent of probably about $60. These fools them took my money. I'm like, hold on, man. Yo, give my money back. These little kids were in there robbing. Long story short, I got about $40 back. The other 20, I don't know what happened to it. They them got me. And she apologized. They didn't listen to nothing she said. They didn't listen to nothing nobody said. So I'm like, oh no, I'm out. I can't be dealing with stuff like this. So I left her alone for about 2 weeks. And I'm gonna tell you, man, this is real. I started missing her. I'm like, oh man, the girl fine. So she's like, you want me to come back? I'm like, yeah, come back to the house. I can't deal with over at your mother-in-law house. So she comes to my house with the 2 youngest kids. She's like, we gonna just stay over here tonight. I'm like, all right, I'll see what. And she comes over there with these white pants on. I could see through. I could see the thong and everything. I'm like, damn. She was using that against me. So I'm like, all right, y'all can. And look, here's the thing, man. I had so many chicks at the time. It's just like, I just liked her, man. She was exotic. I just wanted to have some fun with her. And you dudes probably saying, these cats, man. Oh man, he's simping. And they would do the same thing, man. It's just that I wasn't really spending no money, so I was like, I ain't really care. So look, next morning, we did the thing that night. I have to believe me. I had so much fun with this woman. It was unbelievable. And you're gonna have those experiences. You're gonna have so many. Look, when you come here, man, you have so many stories, man. People say, oh man, you tell good stories. Oh, let's tell good stories. Anybody who come here, you hear any brother who have been to the DR, they got stories. You got stories in the United States. You have stories. So I'm telling you, man, it was just awesome. I'm thinking about it now, laughing and smirking. But here's what happened too. She tells me the next morning that she got to go clean up. Can the 2 boys stay there? I'm like, all right, it's all good. And when I get up, these fools them tore up my whole place. And one of the boys, asked me, at first I fussed at him, said, man, y'all done told her to pick up your stuff. And the little dude like, you ain't my daddy, you know. Then about an hour later, he come tell me, can you fry me an egg? I look at him and say, I ain't your daddy. I said, all right. So I doze back off. Dude, I start smelling something. This food about to burn down the kitchen. The whole kitchen full of smoke. I had to open the windows. Like, what are you doing? He in there trying to cook eggs and he burnt them all up. I'm like, man, I want to fight these dudes in here. The whole house was full of everything. My clothes smell like smoke. She come through the door and she get mad with me saying, what are you doing to my kids? They were telling her I didn't want to feed her. You know how women is with their kids, man. She start fussing with me. I'm like, look. That's it. I can't deal with this. You fine and stuff, and I like dealing with you, but I can't deal with your kids. And she tell me, listen, if you can't deal with my kids, you can't deal with me. And that's it. I said, well, you take your kids, y'all roll out. Well, I don't have to deal with you no more. And she left. And let me tell you, I liked her, but I had to stop that. These badass baby kids, man, was tearing up everything, man. I just couldn't deal with that. But look, I would still see her cleaning the other apartments. And man, I ain't gonna lie, man, I wanted her a little bit. That's kind of why I give the apartment up. I just like, you know what? And I start meeting the shorty. I just met the shorty who I deal with now, who I live with all the time. Me and her had just started meeting. I said, you know what? And the shorty I got, she's not as fine as her, but she's a way better woman. So I'm like, you know what? That's it. And I give the apartment up because I didn't want to see her. Here's a crazy fun fact though now. Maria is in the United States. Some black dude came, met her the way I did. He has wifed her up and took her and the 5 kids to the United States. So that tell you how, and I'm not, look, brother, you see this, I ain't shitting on you. I understand. The woman was fine. She was bad, but that tell you how deprived a lot of men are, man. So that's a story for you, man. I just wanted to drop that. And I have many, many more, man. I've dealt with so many chicks, but I want to say, man, shout out to you, brothers in the blue book. We are growing, man. We are almost at 1,000 members. You know how powerful that is? When you got a group of men, 1,000 deep, it's just getting us to support each other. One of my female friends in the United States told me, you'll never get black men to support each other. I said, it's bigger than black men. We got Indians, we got whites. She said, well, that might work. Just with black men, you won't get them to support each other. They have too much hate in them. This is a woman tell me this, man. So let's prove them different. Let's support each other's YouTube channels. We can monetize each other instantly. With 1,000 members, watch the content a little bit. You need 4,000 watch hours. That ain't nothing. We all watch each other's content. That's how we can live across the world, man. So let's work together, man. That's all I wanted to say. Yes, I've dealt with Colombian women. Maria was my first. I've had another one. I'm gonna go into that story. I had a Venezuelan. Oh man, my life has been good, man, and I wouldn't change it for the world, man. I'm out.